Yo, what's up people? JCap, Jason Capital, JCAP, aka What Up in the house. It's not my nickname at all, so please don't call me that. I don't know where that came from. Anyways, now that we got this awkwardness out of the way, what do you say let's get down with another Ask Jason YouTube video? So, question today. Young man named William, aka Willie, aka Big Willie Style, aka Bill Clinton. Here's what William had to say. Hey Jason, first off I wanted to say, you are awesome, referring to me, of course. You can add that to the list of ego strokes I'm sure you get every day. Anyway, the other day I was at university, I'm walking past class, I saw this cute girl sitting down by herself at her phone and drinking juice. She's drinking juice, yeah. Apple, orange, grapefruit. But I did approach, as I couldn't come up with anything to say. Also note, I don't have approach anxiety, but I was wondering, do you have any ideas on how to approach a girl who is sitting down by herself on the phone? My best line so far is, what's up, did you save the seat for me? But I'm scared to use it as I'm afraid the conversation might frizzle out after the interaction, after the initial introduction, excuse me. I look forward to your advice, critiques, cheers, Williams. All right, so, William, aka Willie, aka Big Willie Style, aka Billiam Clinton. Here's the deal, bro. You said, I just want to jump in the middle of your question here. You go, my best line so far is, what's up? Did you save this seat for me? But I don't use that because I'm scared to use it as I'm afraid the conversation might frizzle out after the initial introduction. Okay, dude, here's the deal. You are not afraid that the conversation might frizzle out. That's not the reason you're not using that line, okay? You didn't use that line because you're being a little bitch, okay? That's the truth. I know everyone else out there is gonna sugarcoat shit for you, but you know, I don't do that, okay? As one of my mentors and one of my favorite teachers used to say, Osho, he would say, when you console people, you make them more retarded. When you challenge them, they actually fucking grow, okay? I want you to grow. So you say, I don't use the line like, did you save the seat for me because I'm afraid the conversation might fizzle out. No, you didn't use that line because you're being a little bitch, okay? And I'm gonna help you in a second. I'm not just here to make fun of you, dude, because I actually do want to see you grow, okay? I just want to get that clear, all right? Number one, you gotta accept it all and be honest with yourself. Be entirely honest, real, radically honest with yourself. You didn't do that because you were afraid to, okay? Now that we got that cleared up between us, all right, let's talk like gentlemen here, all right? Let's sip over some tea and crumpets and have a normal conversation, all right? So, when I go up to a girl that I don't know, let's say I see a girl sitting down on a bench on her phone, and for some reason I'm just immaculately inspired by her beauty. It's just wondrous. I have to drink it in. I have to meet this girl. If that happens and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go talk to her. My only concern, okay, the only thought going out of my mind, my only concern, and this is maybe, I might not even have this, but my only concern is that I might exemplify, I might convey, I might just be too much awesome for her and it might make her think less of herself. That is the only concern that I have when I go and talk to her, because I might go up there and start throwing out these big ass words and using all this humor that goes way over her head. I was actually talking to a girl last night and I said something about like the character and the observer and the ego. I said something about that to her and it was just like 3 contexts higher than anything she could possibly understand at this point in her life, and it made her feel retarded, okay? That wasn't my intention, but that happens, okay? So I go up to a girl like that, I'm not thinking shit gonna fizzle out or anything like that. I'm gonna tell you why I don't think that. But that's my only concern, okay? Now, you said you are concerned. You might not be afraid, but you are concerned that the conversation might fizzle out, okay? So let's discuss this for a second. What's the worst possible thing that can happen if the conversation fizzles out? You end up sitting there, like this, staring eye to eye, maybe with glasses, maybe without, and no one says anything. And there's awkward silence and tension, and nothing happens. And most guys in this instance are afraid of this moment, okay? Now William, you cannot be afraid of that moment. As the man who draws his state from within and is not affected by awkward pauses which are happening externally, that shit doesn't affect you. Instead, you know how I feel in those moments? I fucking bask in them. I'm like laying at the beach in those moments. I love those moments, okay? So that shit doesn't scare me, okay? I actually like those moments. You wanna know why? Because in those moments, if I'm standing there and I'm just boom, like totally just boom, no problem, you know what she concludes? Oh, high status dude. So this is one of those high status motherfuckers. That's one of the guys I have sex with. That's one of the guys I date. It's the guy I call on Friday night at 3 in the morning. Okay? That's what she concludes, okay? The guys who freak out in those moments, it's a low status behavior. The guys who handle those moments no problem, they bask in that tension, that's a high status trait, all right? So I want you to get used to that, okay? Don't be afraid of those awkward pauses. Fucking run towards them, all right? Like you're Usain Bolt in the 100-meter fucking dash. Like run to that shit, okay? Run through it, absorb it, learn it, internalize it, get really good at it. And what you're gonna find is when it does happen, it's actually an opportunity for you to showcase how big your fucking balls are, okay, William? Because you got huge balls, time for you to show them to the world, all right? So we got that out of the way. Let's move on here. You said you were afraid of the conversation fizzling out, or you were concerned that it might fizzle out. I would beg, no, I won't even beg, I would venture a guess that you probably never have a point during your waking hours where you don't have some thought in your head, all right? You always have some thought in your head. So the truth is that you never don't know what to say. You always know what to say. You just sometimes aren't willing to say it, okay? And that barrier between thinking something and saying it, that barrier where some people, they put up filters there and they don't always say what they're feeling or say what they're thinking, and they're not totally free-flowing, you know, unapologetically just expressing and emoting and everything. You have this gap right there between those two things, between what you're feeling and thinking and what you're saying, what you're expressing, okay? You have this gap here, and you're not willing to say certain things. So you're willing to go up to her and be like, hey, did you save the seat for me? But you're not willing to, 2 minutes later when there's an awkward pause, to say the thing you're thinking. Because the thing you're thinking in that moment is probably, oh shit, this is an awkward pause. Is this the time where the conversation fizzles out and you walk away from everyone and I'm left heartbroken for the next 10 minutes. Like that's probably what you're thinking, but you don't say it. The truth is, all you need to do is just fucking say it. You express what you're feeling in the moment, you express what you're thinking in the moment, and you own all of it unapologetically, and it comes off, because that's how you're expressing it, it comes off attractive, okay? So, I mean, I'm just gonna show you right now how easy it is to never run out of things to say, because I always have thoughts in my head, all right? My thoughts are awesome because I think they're awesome. So, you know, kind of look at it the same way, look at your own thoughts the same way. So I could be standing here with you, and I could be like, you know what? What's up? Like, what's up, dude? You would answer the question, like, it's cool, man, you know, it's a really good day today. I just bought this record player. I'm really excited. I bought this record player. Like, I just woke up this morning and I was like, you know what? All pimps have like old record players somewhere in their house. Like, I need one. So I went and bought one. And then you'd ask me something about it. And then I tell you about it. And I tell you I went to Urban Outfitters. And I tell you I was shocked that Urban Outfitters sold record players. And I tell you how I bought the first record that I bought was Jay-Z. We'll talk about Jay-Z, and I'll talk about how The Blueprint was the best album. And I'm really happy that's the one I got in record. And how you know, Kanye used to make so much better beats then, and now he's all fucked up. And now, you know, my views on music have really changed lately. And it just keeps going, and it just keeps going, and it just keeps going, because those are the thoughts in my head, and they literally, it's like free-flowing consciousness of the mouth, okay? As I once told Josh Pellison, and he thought it was hilarious. But that's the truth. This, boom, comes out, okay? Conversation never fizzle out. You always know what to say. The truth is just sometimes you're not willing to say it. So get rid of that shit, start expressing. This is a muscle, okay? That free-flowing expression is a muscle. The more you practice it, the more you do it, the more natural it becomes, and the more you're just gonna do it all the time, okay? And the last thing, talking to that girl sitting down on the bench, on her phone, at the bar, at the club, at the lounge, wherever the fuck it is, dude. In those first couple minutes, it can't be about her. You can't be talking all about her. That puts a lot of pressure on her. That's not cool. When you go up to that girl, talk about yourself. I know you're talking to a young kid, never talk about yourself, talk about other people, be a good, generous human, but fuck that shit, okay? Talk about yourself in the first couple minutes and talk about yourself in a fun, interesting way, okay? That way it takes all the pressure off of her and she can just kind of read you and kind of breathe you in and feel you. And that way you can kind of entertain yourself, you can get in a good rhythm with your talking and your flow, you can kind of build momentum yourself. And then of course, when you're doing that, you drop in incomplete information, like little baits and hooks. You don't tell her everything. You say something like, yeah, you know, today was a great day because I did something I've been waiting to do for like so long. And then she wants to know, well, what the fuck? You know what I mean? She asks you the question, and now she's asking you questions about you, and then that sub-communicates back to her that she must be interested in you. And the ball gets rolling, and rolling is never a bad thing, okay? So in the beginning, remember, you're not talking about her. Talk about you, talk about you, talk about you, talk about other things, bring it back to you. Talk about other things again. She starts asking you questions. Now you're talking about this, now you're talking about you. Now you relate it back to her. Now you talk about her. Now when you talk about that, now you come back to you. Now you talk about her. And you get this good, vibing conversation. You just got two cool, normal, chill, non-needy, full people vibing and fucking around with each other, which of course builds that sexual attraction and that sexual connection, so then you guys can go fuck and have kids who can have more kids. You can go to private school and go get a good job and get a good mortgage and then live their lives or do whatever the fuck they want to do. Hopefully they don't do that. Hopefully they live a life on the edge of adventure, right? Because Helen Keller, she said it, right? Life is either a daring adventure or it's a piece of shit, okay? And I don't want to live like a piece of shit. So, daring adventure, it is for me, at least, Jason Capital. So, William, Slick Willie, whatever we're gonna go by with you, man. I'm done here, man. I'm gonna go get some food. I'm gonna do some other shit. So, take some of this to heart, okay? And hopefully you also saw just with me kind of like word vomiting, right? Free-flowing consciousness of the mouth, that no more than just me teaching you, you also get the model. You can also model me a little bit too, because that's also a big part of how I teach my pupils. All right, so Big William, this is J Cap, Jason Capital, aka Big Willie Style, aka Cluck Can't Handle Me, aka very confusing. I'm gonna leave you on that note.